Let's say you make $100 an hour. If you work 4 hours, you make $400. 8 hours, $800. 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours. So why the hell taxi drivers who work 12 hours a day and the 9 to 5 employee who work 8 hours a day get wrecked? The reason is that more input is not equal more output. Here's the thing. I want to show you the graph, the views, and the correlation between views and the client's close in my business. So back in April 2024, I get 2,800 views, 2,500, 1,800, 1,600, 1,400 consistently. Every single week, I get 78 likes, 122 likes, 82 likes. But the thing is that I got 0 clients from this. So when it comes to clients and views, there's no correlation between those. So what I want you to focus on is the sales goal, is the quality of the input, is the quality of the results that you create on society. Meaning that you got to focus solely on your energy, on your productivity, so that you can deliver the best results. You don't need to spend more hours thinking about content planning for the entire week. That's not how it works. And it's been 8 months, 12 months since you started on online business. Of course, you make money online, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month. But the thing is that you still work the 9 to 5 job. Why is that you can't go all in on your side hustle that can get you out of that situation? The reason is that you're not uncomfortable enough. You're always doing the same thing over and over again. Always planning for content, make content, post it on social media, post it on Instagram and YouTube. The thing is that you never done sales call. You never ask your people. People around you need your clarity. They need your knowledge. They need your information. They need your transformation. So that's the thing. What if you change how you think about content? What if you change how you think about business and online side hustle? That you can go all in full time on this if you create the same value. The company that you've been working with for 5 to 10 years now, you're stuck in the same position for 5 years. Not because you're lazy, not because you procrastinate, but you don't have the system. You don't have the clarity how you can make it full time. And that's why you always chase big numbers. You always chase working more hours. You think that working more hours equals more results. That's not the thing, right? You know that taxi drivers make less money than you, but they work 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day. Even there are some taxi drivers in the city working 24 hours a day and they barely make money for their monthly bills, right? What you need to do instead is just focus on the high leverage activity, sales call, content, and 10-minute conversation. This is crucial. 10-minute conversation, 10 to 15 DMs every single day. Ask your followers, ask people you know, offer them service, give them value in the first place, to then help them with their problems, fix their problems, solve their problems, tell them what they need to do to transform their life forever. Meaning that you got to build another skill. Instead of just posting content, of course you can post content every single day. You post content to long form every single week, but that's not how you scale your business. Of course, it's good to make 1K a month, 2K a month from online side hustle. But the thing is that you're stuck in a situation where you need to work more. You need to work 8 hours a day on your normal job. You always need to post more content to get more clients, to have conversation with people to then close them as your clients. But that's not how you approach business in the first place. So what I want you to do is just think the opposite way, right? Instead of thinking more inputs equals more outputs, why don't you just think that if I do this 1 hour or even 30 minutes of high leverage tasks, sales call, again, sales call, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes conversation on the DM with the actual people who want to buy your service, try to solve their problems, then you can charge them $1,000, $3,000 for 3 months transformation. And that's what I've done with the client in Japan. I closed him, not because I forced him to buy my product, buy my service, but because he feels the pain. He feels the need to transform his life because he's so fucking busy with the 9 to 5 job. What I've done is just I fix his content problem. I fix his distribution. And now I close the $500 deals. Not because I forced him to, but he forced to pay me that amount of money. If I use the credibility and testimonials that I get from this client, then I can scale to 5, 10, 20, 25 clients. I can always do this because I leverage AI. So what I've been doing for 30 days to help this client is that I put in the data on Claude, right? I put in the data on Claude for the average views, for the average view duration, the click-through rate, all the data on the screen now. And I just asked, what is the bottleneck for this content? How can I improve the CTR? How can I improve the impressions as well as the views? Simple. You don't need fancy prompt. How can I position this content to then I can scale to 10K a month or 100K a month? That's not it. You need to work class, really work class. What you need is just put in the system. So if you're working 9 to 5 job, you're working in sales, you're working in tech, you also have online side income, then you don't have the system. Let's have conversation. Click the first link in the description below. Have conversation on Instagram. I don't force you to buy my service. I don't force you to buy my product. I can help you with that. So yeah, see you on the DM.